Okay, and we are live. Good morning, South Florida, and hello, world. I am Robert Henderson Jr., President, founder, CEO of the Henderson Financial Group, a full service financial planning firm located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. We service clients all over the world, in the country, out the country. We love what we're doing. We've been doing this thing for over 30 years. And joining me here is my brother from another mother that totally, man, I tell you, I can't say enough about this brother.
Don't say no more, Rob. I have a friend that always say, "Don't say nothing." Don't say,
Mr. James T. Thomas, how you doing, man? Boy, I love you, bro. Boy, I love
no,
you,
man. I love you
man.
more. I
I'm
love
so
you more.
glad to listen, James, man. It's rare when you can actually meet people that are on the same path, that love the Creator, know who they are, and here to serve and help people, man. So I just want to right here, man, nationwide, worldwide, let them know, man, I love you, I care about you, and ain't nothing you can do about
Well, all right. Well, you just took everything I would say. But good morning, everybody. And Rob, uh, it's just been an awesome journey. I mean,
it.
oh man, hey man, like they said, I don't know how far we go back, but we go back, and uh, it's just been a journey. It's just been a great journey, and the best is yet to come.
Oh man, hey, listen, I keep hearing this. I keep hearing a voice say to me, "Oh man, you ain't seen nothing yet." I do. It keeps
Oh
saying,
yeah,
"Rob,
get ready,
you
get
ain't
ready,
seen."
get ready. And the real thing about it is that we can share with our audience and hopefully encourage them. No, you know, you don't have to make it happen. All you have to do is be willing to step in, whatever happens, and know that it's going to work for the good. Rob, if people knew how we make these things happen and how we set it, man, we just, hey, it's just awesome, and I love it because there's always a way. I met a gentleman on last evening, and we began to talk, man, and I know people was wondering why they keep shaking each other's hand, why they keep,
Huh.
how they stand there for 45 minutes or an hour talking to one another, and they just met for the first time. But it's when God brings people together, and we are genuinely working, as you say, for the kingdom and for the king of the kingdom. And that we don't want to get that confused. But when you're doing that and you find someone of I guess same accord, being on the same accord, and then before leaving, uniting and saying, let's join together and let's be a blessing to all those who are in our area.
Yeah, some people can't understand it. They can't see it. You know what I mean? They don't
Mhm.
understand it. Some people don't know how you do it.
Yeah,
They don't know.
hey, wake up every morning and say, okay, hey Lord, thank you for another day now. Give me wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that I can be, hey, hey, and more than that, Rob, that knowledge. I keep seeking the knowledge of those secret keys to the kingdom. Now that ain't for everybody, but somebody's gonna get that
you
because
know.
we sometimes we want to grab the keys and we
Yes.
think we got it.
Yes.
No, no, no. You can grab a handful of keys and it could be locking up everything that you want. But if you don't have the knowledge of where to find that thing that you want so that that key can fit in, it's like not having the keys.
James. If you ask anyone who is on the path of their purpose, they will tell you that they don't know everything. They didn't know how it all was going to come and unfold. They don't know all the people that's going to cross their path and come into their lives to help them with their purpose. That's never known.
Mm,
It really isn't. I mean, you think about it, you set out on your path, your purpose to do good things and create and service and inspire and to love and to share. Those are the components that you need. You need those. And once you have those, watch what happens.
mm.
you know,
Hey, and Rob, not what you make happen,
oh
but
no.
what happens that you didn't make.
That's what I said. Watch what happens. You
Watch
know,
what
now,
happens.
James, there ain't one anybody that we hear or see a witness, bear witness, and you say,
Mhm.
man, that person is really, you know, doing some good stuff. I
Mhm.
promise you, they just had the ingredients, but they didn't know how to make it do what it do. It's kind of like how you in your kitchen and it's all kind of celery, paprika, onions, garlic, all kind of stuff. It's in there, but you know, you got to have that, you know, but you don't know how all the things that you can make with that. You just don't. And a lot of people, you need a cookbook, you know, which is a blueprint, you know, and when you are on your journey, the prerequisite is that you have love and you have service and you really want to, you know, create, and you want to evolve, you know, and you love God's people, and you never know. And see, some people don't do nothing because they think they have to have it all. They have to know it all, you know, before it even
before they can
begins,
make that move.
before they can make their move. And that and if you do that, then you'll be a god. I mean, you know, I mean, you that's not the plan. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, here you got, I'm gonna use LeBron James for example, and you know, just a month ago, the 76ers players, other basketball players, they ain't know he was coming. See, they didn't know it. There again, they didn't know he was going to be traded. Miami thought he's going to be traded to Miami Heat. You know, Golden State Warriors thought he's going to be traded there. You know, I mean, you know, people wanted him, but the players didn't know, and that's pretty much how life is. But you got to be prepared.
Come on.
You have to be prepared, and you got to be all you can be, and strive to be all you could be, because when it happens, you got to be ready. You know, they say luck is opportunity meets preparation. That's what luck is. Man, we lucky LeBron came out. No.
Dropping them nuggets, dropping those nuggets this morning, Rob. Go ahead.
you have to, you yourself, man. That's why it's so important for each and every one of us to really work on ourselves. And that's what the good books say. You know, you want to study yourself, work on yourself, because when the opportunity come, you got to be ready, man. You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna get ready. You got to be ready. You know what I mean? Let the church say amen.
Amen. Right? So what are we dealing with today, Mr. Henderson?
Today, you know, I promised last week that we're going to talk about business formation, corporate formation. Okay. I just wanted to break it down to you all like a 6-year-old, the difference between a partnership, why people choose a partnership when they get ready to go into business, why people choose an LLC, what is an LLC, and what is a C Corp, and then also what is an S Corp. And these are the business formats, that structures that a lot of people use. Most people use them, don't know how to use them. An accountant just telling you to have a LLC, they don't know why. They really don't know what it means. They don't know, you know, how effective it is. And they don't know about reporting in the laws in their state. So we're going to talk about that. I got to take a sip of my peppermint green tea for a second here. You know what I mean?
Sound like you might be on a journey.
Peppermint green tea. Woo, James, boy, ain't nothing better than that, is it?
Oh, hey, man, good for the mind, body, and the soul.
Hey, James, I should say ain't nothing better than that at this moment.
And it gets better. It gets better.
It does, James. I hope it gets better than just the peppermint tea.
Oh man. Hey, Rob, the best is yet to come. Best is yet to come.
Okay, so today, because time go by so fast, man. This time is flying, ain't it? Flying. It's August. Today is August 1st.
Isn't that something, Rob?
August 1st, 2026. Damn, we just had the 4th of July. We just had Juneteenth. My goodness gracious. It's already August 1st, man. They get ready to come out with them stores with what come out in August?
Next is they're getting ready for another holiday, September, Labor Day. Hey, they can always create a holiday to get that money.
Every month there's something, right?
Yes, sir. Hey, Rob, always. And people think that, oh wow, that sale, it's a great opportunity for me to buy. They got you.
Gotcha. Program. How you doing? Good morning. It's Miss Redhead and Miss Redhead, my favorite people. Good morning. I know a lot of people tuned on here that don't actually sign in and post, but hey, I love you. I know you're there. I can feel your spirit. So let's talk about, because when you get ready to go into business, sometimes, people get all dressed up with nowhere to go and have no business, and they pay a lot of money. I remember back in the 70s and the 80s, when the music business, people would say they was getting ready to start a record label. Man, they would go out and rent a building. They'll put a logo, put marble floors down. They go buy all this equipment, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment, man. They come up with all this stuff, make the whole place look like they have studios and all that, and they don't have one hit song. James, you ever witnessed that, man?
Oh, brother. Now, in my 56 years,
Yeah.
I all that I haven't seen, God, I thank God that He didn't show me. He protected me from it, but I've seen a lot.
Oh man, that's like a guy say he gonna play basketball. He gonna get the Michael Jordan wristband and headband and sneakers and jersey and everything.
And he thinks he's gonna shoot and jump like Michael, right?
And can't shoot a lick. I mean, can't hit the basket. Follow me, but he all dressed up. Spend a lot of money for that. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people, when you get ready to go into business, let's say, James, we getting ready to start an ice cream stand. Now we're gonna have Robert and James to the Ben and Jerry. We gonna have Robert and Jerry, James
Right.
and Robert. Okay.
Right. Okay.
JR Ice Cream. Now,
Right.
what business structure do you think that Robert and James and Robert getting ready to have? They getting ready to start their ice cream, and why? Okay, let's talk about that. Now we can go with a partnership. We can go with a LLC. We can go with a S corp, or we can go with a C corp. Okay. Now, partnerships are when you just starting out, and you guys are going to share duties. Like you have a lot of law partnerships, a lot of law partnerships. It depends on what you're doing. And then you have a lot of real estate. You usually want to put that into an LLC for limited liability protection. But in an S corporation, sometimes you can't have you can only have so many shareholders because it's like a baby corporation. It's a junior varsity, not a varsity, so to speak, But if we want to start James and Robert Ice Cream, if we said it's going to partnership, James, you put in some money, I put in some money, and then you put in your grandma's recipe, and we're going to start, and we're going to sell some ice cream that make your hair grow long. Okay. We always got to have a twist. We just can't have ice cream. They got all kind of ice cream out there, and especially going to the grocery store, right?
Ours has to be special. It does some special things for you.
Right. That's what's going to make us stand out, because they want to know on Shark Tank what makes yours so different. You know what I mean? And how can they copy yours and do the same thing? Because you got all kind of different ice cream. When the last time you've been inside a grocery store and looked at the ice cream selection, man, it's come a long way. The whole selection. They got all kind of ice cream. You seen that?
And all kinds of companies that's trying to sell you their product.
It has gotten really crowded. But our ice cream is, we want to come out, and there's so much competition. Bluebells, Breyers, and Ben and Jerry's and Haagen-Dazs and all kind of and had a whole lot of them out there, man. Low fat, no fat, yogurt, just all kind of ice cream out there. So James, if we get ready to start an ice cream, we got to have one with a twist. So we're gonna come up with an ice cream, James and Robert ice cream. This ice cream so good it make your hair grow long. You think we'll stand out?
Hey, a lot of people who might have lesser want to have more. I got to try it, Rob. I got to try it.
Eat James and Robert ice cream, and I promise your hair grow long. No more weaves. No more buying somebody European hair. Grow your own hair with Robert and James ice cream. Now we need to come up with a company. So we're gonna start with a partnership. Now the partnership. So partnership. We know partnership because I got 50% of the ownership. You got 50%. So we're partners, and we're gonna share. And the gains and the minus. In other words, we're gonna share in the pros and the cons. If things go bad, we both suffer partnership bad. Things go good, we go good, right? But the only thing is, what if somebody eat our ice cream and their hair don't grow at all? They probably gonna get a lawyer to try to sue us, because every corporation out there under the sun that's worth its salt get sued, somebody always trying to come up and sue you, slip and fall, or fake like you got auto accident or something, man. People trying to either win the lotto or they trying to get a lick, trying to come up easy. You know what I mean?
Lick. Ooh, that goes back.
That goes back, right? I'm dating myself. So, James, if we come up with this ice cream, man, and we say we're gonna have a partnership, and people gonna be eating this stuff, the only thing that could go bad is we promoted that our ice cream is so good to make your hair grow long. And if somebody hair, I don't know why his hair ain't grow. The other person's hair grow long. I don't know why Sandra hair ain't grow. And now she want to sue us. And then when she sue us as a partnership, they're going to come sue me, you, and our families and all that we have when you have a partnership. That's the worst thing about a partnership, isn't it?
That's a bad move.
It's a bad move. So we need to have protection.
I'm depending on you, Rob, for that.
Huh?
I'm depending on you for that.
Okay, so not only
are we gonna financial group.
I know not only we're gonna have product liability insurance, but we also gonna form a partnership wrapped around an LLC. We're gonna have that limited liability corporation. Okay, we're gonna have the LLC. See, an LLC is like an umbrella. Whatever you got, you want to put an umbrella on it just in case the weather change. In other words, in case somebody sue you. So you can always have a partnership. You can have a S Corp LLC. You can have a C Corp LLC. You can have an LLC. Okay, so we're going to have protection because somebody sue us. We're going to have all this liability protection. So that's what a partnership is. Now, the good thing about a partnership is we have to file taxes under the partnership. Now, I'm gonna tell you one thing, James. If I made more money on my financial planning job than I made on the ice cream job, but you didn't make as much money on the radio job, I made a lot of money, so I don't want to declare all the profits, not only from the ice cream business, but my other business. That's going to put me in a higher tax bracket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you to take that for tax purposes. The partnership, I'm going to put it over to you. I'm going to say, hey, all the money that we made, let James pay tax on that. You know what I mean? We'll pay. I mean, I can't get no more because they're going to be higher. But a partnership, I'm going to let you absorb some of it. I'll pay you the taxes, but I don't need all of that going on me. You follow me? So partnership gives you a whole lot of flexibility, not a whole lot of flexibility into the liability, because each partner is subject to the errors of the other partner. That's why you got to have liability coverage if you're going to have a partnership. Okay. Now, I like that. So we can start like that. But as we grow, we need to change from partnership. We need to go to at least an S Corp. Why an S Corp? Because an S Corp, because first of all, let me go back. The money that we made for partnership, it all comes all to our personal pockets. And whatever other money that we have, that's tacked on to that money. When we get ready to file our 1040 with the IRS tax return, all the money goes into one pot. Partnership money, right on loan with the red money, your Social Security money, all that, any investment money, it all goes in one pot. And now you got to pay a lot of taxes. We can stop that if we change the partnership and we start a S corporation, because now the S corporation, we done made $1 million in this ice cream. I don't have to give myself $500,000. You give yourself $500,000. We got to pay tax on. We're gonna have the $500,000 go into the S corporation, and in the S corporation, we're gonna have business expenses. You're gonna get a car. I'm gonna get a car. We're gonna get a building. Some of that $1 million, we're gonna spend it on supplies and whatever we need to make the business grow. It's not going to be taxes to us individual. We're going to turn around and give ourselves a salary. First year, $1 million, I may give myself $75,000, $50,000 salary. You can give yourself $50,000 salary. So now you and I have to pay income taxes, FICA, and Social Security. We only have to pay taxes on whatever our salary is, not that whole $1 million coming in. If it was a partnership, we had to pay on that whole $1 million coming in to the company. So we're going to know, how do we stop that? When we start an S corporation, now we don't have to declare all the money. We only declare and get whatever payroll that we sign up for. $50,000 for me, $50,000 for you. When we get ready to file our taxes, all we got to pay tax on is what? $50,000. The rest of it go in the company. We can use it to go buy more trucks. We can have the business expenses. When we got to go to convention, we have airline tickets. We have a whole lot of stuff. Then we hire some of our family members and spread the wealth around. You follow me? That's an S corporation. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, it makes good sense, Rob. Good sense. Because we are building a business. We just don't have a business. We're building a business.
Yes. Now, after that, the S corporation is doing pretty good. Now we have people that want to actually come in and buy a part of our S corporation. But see, when you have an S corporation, you have the limited shareholders. You can't just sell shares and let a whole lot of people come in, because remember, S corporation is like a JV, a junior varsity team. You know, when I'm using these terms, some people don't know what JV mean, but you know, when you play at the high school level, when you go and play any sports at a high school level, they always have the junior varsity, like the 10th graders, and then you also have the varsity. You know, that's like the minor league and the major league in baseball. You know what I mean?
Or in basketball, the G League and the pro team.
Exactly. In all the sports, they have like a minor league in the pro league. You have to do well at the minor league before you get called up to the pro league. You know, basketball, the same thing. The G League, you do well, and then they call you up. It's like a training camp, you know, for what's to come. You know what I mean? And then when you in sports, they call it junior varsity. And then before you go to varsity, you play with the big boys and the big dogs, so to speak. And that's when the spotlight shine on you. Well, an S corporation is considered a junior varsity. It's a G League. It's a minor league. So I want y'all to really understand that. So if we was making tens of millions of dollars, we would have outgrown the minor league, won't you say?
I think so.
So really when you start making tens of millions of dollars, you outgrow a minor league, because first of all, if you want to expand and you want to grow, the system that we live in, the corporate world, won't let you expand and get bank loans, big loans with the G League, in other words, with the S corporation. You have to switch and go to the big leagues, which is a C corporation. Now you can get millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. All the billionaire companies or whatever, they're not S corporation, they C corporation, because there's a law says that S corporation can only make so much money. The C corporation.
That's what I wanted to say, Rob. Don't run past the fact that you jump up there because of your earnings and the value of the company, correct?
Exactly. That's why most accountants start you with an S corporation. And the only reason why they start you with an S corporation, so you can start getting payroll. You know, a lot of people that start business, they don't start with an S corporation. They don't even start with an LLC. They start with, I started with a partnership, but I should have started with a sole proprietor. Sole proprietor is just you alone. You the Mr. Fix-It man. You the lawn man. You got your sole proprietor business. You ain't have no corporation, so every year you ain't got to file them corporate taxes, because it's just a sole proprietor. Matter of fact, you can come up with a name like my name, Robert Henderson. I'm the lawn man. I don't feel like filing no corporate paperwork and paying all that quarterly taxes and all that money, because that's all they want to do is get money. I don't feel like doing that. I'm just going to go out and cut some land, some yards. So I'm gonna call Robert Henderson Landscaping. And that's just a sole proprietor. Sole proprietor means I am the only one. It's not a partnership. It's just me. I'm the only one. I can just go to the bank and say, hey, I got a Robert Henderson bank account, but I want to have a lawn service called Junebug's Lawns. That's my nickname when they call me now. Junebug Lawns. So even though I'm Robert Henderson, but I want to do doing business as, because I want to get an account number for that too. Now, my rest of my money, Robert Henderson, I want to keep that separate. But when I cut them yards, I want to have that money going into a different account number, and that is a DBA, doing business as Junebug's Lawns. So now when I go out on the weekend and I cut lawns, that money goes not into Robert Henderson and Elliott commingle. No. We're going to keep it separately and have that sole proprietor money inside of Junebug's Lawns a bank account. And every money that go in there, I'm going to keep accounting in that. Because that money right there that goes in there at the end of the year slides right on and join the rest of my money that I earned Robert Henderson from Henderson Robert Henderson, all that money goes into one pile and they want me to pay tax on it. That's a sole proprietorship. Okay. Now I may be going too fast. I want to slow this up.
No. I'm going to ask the question. Okay, when you slide that over, Rob, does that should also increase your personal taxes as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I didn't have no funnel, I didn't have
But,
no
but
funnel.
we want to avoid that, Rob.
Yeah. When I slide that over, well, you have to slide. If it's a sole proprietorship,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have no defense. You don't have no corporate structure to say, okay, don't tax this. A sole proprietor, everything get taxed. Every money you get taxed. You follow me?
Well, what about that gas you paid for? You repaired your lawnmower.
Oh, okay. You can subtract that. It goes in, but you can say, oh no, I paid some gas. And you can come up, as long as you come up with your expenses, your
But
expenses.
you must report it.
Yeah, but you must have a log for it.
Right.
You must have a log for it. Now, see, one thing about sole proprietors, how they think they're so slick is because not everybody gives them checks or electronic deposit. Electronic deposit, then the IRS can go and look at the bank account and see, oh, where does money come in? So some of them telling people, hey, I'm gonna cut your yard, but I'm gonna cut it for $100, but I'll cut it for 75 if you give me cash. You ever hear the people say that? Give me cash. They say that because they don't want to report it. They don't want to pay no taxes on that. They think they're getting away. So they say, hey, if you pay check or credit card, you have to pay this amount. But if you give me cash to cut your yard, then it's gonna be less. It's on you. So they're forcing you because you want to save money. They're forcing you to go to the bank, get some green dollars out, and now you gotta pay him cash. So now he ain't got to report it. Now, see, millions of people, James, throughout the country, they done figured this system out. Oh, they know how to beat the system. They just work, be Mr. Fix-It Man, lawn man, whatever, car man, and just get him cash. They don't take no checks. They don't take no credit card. They get cash. Now, that may seem like that person is underground. He's under the radar. Uncle Sam don't see it all. Now, he may started out like that when he was in his 20s. Now, he's 70 years old. And everybody know him now. He's been 50 years of being a Mr. Fix-It Man, taking cash. He been doing that. Now, as he been taking that cash, he been living the life of Riley too, having a good time, traveling. He done, built things up, had all the girls, paid for everything cash, bought his grocery cash, went and bought his car cash. He just dealing cash. So now he's 70 years old. So now all of a sudden, by the time he's 80 years old, he said, oh, Lord, I can't get out there and cut no yards no more. He said, I'm not getting ready to get up on that ladder and get on that roof no more. I can't fix that car no more. I'm tired, my back bad. So then he said, let me file for Social Security.
What? Social Security?
What Social Security? He said, I don't get no Social Security. I said, what have you paid in? Because when you file your taxes and when you get paid, every time you get paid from your job, they was putting something in the kitty for Social Security for you. So when you became 62 years old, 67 years old, 65, they had something that you saved up. But you was so slick, you wanted all your money. If you want all your money, you better be wise and save up
some
of that money and stop just buying them Cadillacs, cash and jewelry and going down and acting like you Big Willie. Because if the washer don't get you the rinse and wheel, it looks good in the beginning, but it circles back around. Nobody gets away and it comes back to get you. And then someone like that has come to me and say, Mr. Henderson, I need to put a retirement account together. I need to put an IRA or 401k because I'm 20-some years old and I just get all cash. But I want to put some money away so when I retire, I can have this money coming to me. I don't want to just spend all this cash. And I said, okay, how much cash? I said, okay. But I said, but there's one thing. You can't open up a retirement account, an IRA, a Roth, a 401k, if you don't declare money. if you getting all cash, they got the system set up where you can't participate in retirement accounts. So you can't even put money in a 401k. You can't put money in an IRA because it's all cash. It's not reported. And you're like, oh man, I just pay cash. Okay, well, did you file it? Did you tell the government how much you make? No. Well, if you don't tell the government, right, they done set up all the rules and the laws, all the corporations, that if you didn't declare a certain amount of money, you can't get no mortgage. You got all cash. But where's your tax return to prove that you made $100,000 being the Mr. Fix-It man? I can't prove it. Why? Because I got all cash. I'm under the radar. If you're on the radar, you're gonna have to stay under the radar. You might go get you a box and be homeless. Unless you go get your mama or sister, somebody to get them the cash. And then nowadays they want to find where that money come from. Is that money laundering? Is that drugs that come South America? Where is that money? Money come from El Chapo, Mexico. Woo! They got this thing figured out, James. Man,
Hey,
the watch don't get you, the rinse will. You think you're getting away here, boy, but they got you there.
I'm waiting on you. So, someone did a song about there'll come a time?
Yeah. Okay, so that's the sole proprietor. That's the Mr. Fix-It man. It's millions of Mr. Fix-It man trying to be under the radar, but it comes back to bite you later, man. Because even if you aren't spending all your cash money because you doing little odd jobs, where you gonna put it? Because nowadays, when you start taking that money and putting it in the bank, they got to report you because IRS says, "Oh, you don't report $20,000 green cash." James, I used to always. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine, Ivo, he always teased me and said, "Robert, you should always have green dollars on your person." Now, I used to, probably about 10 years ago, every weekend I would take out, $300-400 just to have in my pocket. You know what I mean? Just to have. Because I was more than that. It was when the kids were young. Hell, Heisey getting ready to be 45, another one, the young was 30 years old. So it might have been 20 years ago. Because Jasmine's 30, so she'd have been 10. Yeah, I used to always, because you never know. And I used to always keep cash on me on the weekend. But that was probably like 20 million years ago. James, you right now, if you tell me to stand up and empty my pockets, I don't have one green dollar in my pocket. You know that? I'm cashless. I don't have one green dollar in my pocket. Now, I don't know if that's good or bad. People say you always have to have some crack in case the system goes down or whatever. But the system goes down, man, I got some tuna.
Hey, Rob, when the system goes down for those people who take cash too.
Yeah, how you gonna get out of the ATM machine, right? So you always keep some cash.
System going down.
Cash. You say I always keep some cash somewhere, right? But then I tell you something, that cash ain't gonna be worth a whole lot, man. That apocalypse come. But listen, let's go back. So the first structure is sole proprietor. Sole proprietor is easy setup because you're just a Mr. Fix-It man. But then again, you got to keep good records. So if you don't want to deal with all bureaucracy and all the forms and all the and reporting all your income, then you go with a sole proprietor. But it's always, like I say, if the washer don't get you, the renter will catch up with you. Now, from the sole proprietor, there's a partnership. You can have a partner. Both of y'all sole proprietors. Then that's just a partner. You got two of y'all instead of one of y'all. Okay. And then from there, you want to go to an LLC. What is an LLC? A limited liability corporation. An LLC in and of itself is really a sole proprietor because an LLC I want you all to think of an umbrella. It's raining outside. If you want to be protected from the elements, okay? You want to be protected from the rain. And if it's snowing outside, an LLC will be a big overcoat, probably with a hood. It's protection. That's why they call it limited liability corporation. That's why if you go out and buy a duplex or real estate property, man, you taking a risk if you just have it in your personal name and don't have that rental property in an LLC, because if you have it in your personal name, they can always look it up. Plus, one of them tenants can slip and fall, and if they feel that you got a lot of property and you Mr. Big Willie, they can go to one of them. Oh Lord, let me tell you something. Lawyers didn't used to be like they are today. Lawyers starving so bad. You can go to a law office and say, "Hey, a mosquito bit me at Robert Anderson's office. I want to sue him." He's like, "Okay, what's your name? Let's write it up." Used to be lawyers say, get out of here. I ain't wasting my time on that. You ain't got no case. But lawyers are hurting so bad. Out of the lawyers, 80 out of 100%, 80% of them broke. Like you might as well be a school teacher. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
I should say it. Yeah.
They might as well be a janitor. They might as well be a
no, don't say that either.
No, because there's some school teachers that make some good money, boy. I got some principals, woo, they make some good money. And I got some teachers that have been in the system for a long time. So I shouldn't say school teacher. I say, you know, probably a sweeper, you know, hall sweeper or something.
Hey, Rob.
Listen.
Those are people who budget and save. I should say some of them.
No, but what I'm saying is that the reason why lawyers will go after you for almost nothing now because they're starving. You think all lawyers make a lot of money. Only 20% of them make money. But then again, that's in every field. You know, that really is in every field. You think just because you go to college, get a degree and be a lawyer, man, you be a public defender, man, you about to lose your mind. You ain't making no money. You can't even afford a house in Miami. You sure ain't making $300,000 a year. You know?
Rob, you could be making $200,000 or $300,000 in Miami, and if you can't find a decent place to live,
still can't qualify, right? In Miami, but they done lost their mind in Miami. Broward County starting to get the sand. They trying to run everybody out of here if you ain't got no money, boy. I tell you. But let's get back, man. I'm just digressing, having a conversation. I'm talking to y'all like y'all my cousins. I'm just having a conversation, nothing rehearsed. Okay,
but that umbrella. You want that LLC to be an umbrella.
LLC, I want you to think about it. LLC is limited liability corporation. And what it does is it protects you against lawsuits. So if you got a duplex, you got a rental property, you should change that out of your personal name and put it into the LLC. Now, some people say, oh man, if I do that, the mortgage company going to say due on sale clause and they're going to foreclose. They can take the property. They can foreclose on you because now no. Communication is everything. Let's talk about this. You tell when the mortgage company know that you have a rental property out there, if you have it in your personal name and they sue the person who they sue you because it's in your personal name, they're going to sue the mortgage company, got something to lose also. They got something to lose. So if you tell a mortgage company, listen, man, I didn't have this in the limited liability LLC, protect me and protect you, mortgage company, because you got a mortgage on this. You don't want this mess with some crazy lawyer trying to sue all get hurt both of us, take the property. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go ahead and put this, instead of this property being Robert Henderson, I'm gonna put it in ABC LLC, 151st Street duplex. So the name of this duplex is going to be, since it's on 151st Street, I'm going to call it 151st Street LLC. Okay. I got another one that's on 160th Street. I'm going to call that property 160th Street LLC. So I can keep them separately. You follow me? And then all the money that comes in from that 151st Street LLC and 160th LLC, they're going to be separate bank accounts even. And everything, so I can look at the journal, see how much I pay for maintenance on that, how much the lawn service on that each month, how much the roof cost on that one, everything coming in, the money coming in, so I can do when I get ready to do my taxes, it'll work out well for me because I have expenses. I won't be taxed on all of the gross of money that came in there. So the LLC is really just a limited liability protection. Now, just because, and some people say, okay, I don't have an LLC, I have a S corporation. Now, see, I have an S corporation, but it's taxed as I have a LLC, but it's a S corporation, but it's taxed as a LLC, basically. No, I'm set in reverse. I have an LLC, but it's taxed as an S corporation. So I have an LLC. One time I say I have an LLC taxed as an S corporation, if you just have an LLC only on that rental property, that means that it's like a sole proprietor. The LLC does not mitigate or reduce taxes. I want to say it again. If you're trying to reduce your taxes, that's not what an LLC is for. Mm-hmm. In other words, if I just told you that an LLC, anything wrapped around an LLC is to protect you from rain, the elements, from lawsuit, it's a protection. That's just protection. So you can have an LLC on any form business structure. You can have LLC. That's just protection. But if you have an S corporation, you're trying to reduce your taxes. If you have an S corporation, you're not trying to pay tax on everything. But if you have an S corporation, but you don't have no LLC, they still can come at you. Does that make sense?
You need the combination of the both.
Yes. Yes. An S corporation. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Because you need that protection. As a matter of fact, when you have that, you stop lawsuits. And when you have an LLC, you want to have two members, not just a single member on that LLC. You want to have a double member, you and your wife, you and your partner. Because when attorneys that'll sue you because somebody said the mosquito came in your office or came in your home and bit them and now they can't work, and this sorry attorney gonna take that. No, you just laying down, but he want to take a case so he can charge you money. If he sees an LLC with two people on that LLC, he gonna say, I ain't got no time for this.
Okay, Rob, question. Should you do the LLC also with the C Corp?
Well, some people do. Some people do. LLC, C Corp. Yeah, you can do that also. Now, let's talk about the C Corp. A C Corporation, if you look at McDonald's, if you look at all of Walmart, and they're making billions of dollars, they have to be a C Corp. C Corp, like C-suite, that's the big dogs. It's like you can't be a Major League Baseball player and go play at the park. You know, you can't be an NFL superstar and go play at the little Optimus clubs. You know, you run all over them. You can't do that. You can't be LeBron James and just go play on the high school basketball team. So you can't be, so C Corps are all, they're the big dogs. So McDonald's that make billions of dollars. Apple that's worth $4 trillion. Those are C corporations. Now, C corporations, like I say, those are the giants. When you start making, tens of millions of dollars, you want to switch to a C corporation. Why? Because you don't want all that money coming on your personal, you and your wife, or your personal income taxes. You'll pay a lot of taxes. As a matter of fact, the way the Trump administration, Biden too, they made the C corporation, but Trump really did it. The C corporations paid the less taxes off the top. So put it like this. If $1 million came to James T as a sole proprietor, he's going to pay more taxes than if $1 million came to a corporation. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
The corporation, they're going to say minimum 20%. Bam. James T, you at 40%. Bam, on $1 million. And that's something. Let's just think about that, y'all. So y'all know this thing is not checkers, it's chess. That's why it's, let's think about that for a second. Let's say James T is going to get $1 million as a sole proprietor, as an LLC. Because remember now, the LLC ain't dealing with no taxes, still lawsuits. Tax go through that. So if James T get $1 million all of a sudden tomorrow, $1 million, they're gonna put him, he's gonna pay $400,000 in taxes.
Mm-hmm. So I only got that $600,000.
You only gonna get $600,000
after taxes.
After taxes. But James T know that they getting ready to pay him $1 million. James, you say, oh, wait. Don't pay it to James Thomas. I want you to pay this. I want you to take that same check and pay it to James Thomas Enterprises. I said, James, what kind of structure do you have, James Thomas Enterprises? Rob, I incorporated as a C corporation. When did you do it? Yesterday. And you elected, you open up a James T Enterprise C corporation yesterday? Yeah. When the money coming? Next week. And who you told him to pay the money to? Not James Thomas, not James T. I had him pay to James T Enterprises. So now when that $1 million comes, you ain't gonna have to pay $400,000. No, maximum $200,000. So you're gonna save $200,000 just by changing the structure? Yes. Who came up with that? Them people in the Congress. And them people in Congress, they ain't poor. Can't be there being poor now. the rule makers. And that's something that's, you know, see this, you know, all the stuff that I know and y'all don't know, I make me want to cry. Because it's I study this stuff and it takes 30 years to, you know, learn all this stuff. And they always doing something every year. They got something changing. It's like chess. It's not checkers. And they got the whole masses. That's why I say if Jesus would come back, Jesus would say, whoa, you scribes.
He said that anyway.
He said, oh, look how y'all leaders of the the leaders of the country, the world. Look how y'all doing, my people, my humble people that just trying to live. Look how y'all just coming up with all these little things and sliming and taking their money and y'all keeping y'all money. Oh my God. That's what Jesus, if Jesus came back right now, how many y'all think how many people y'all think praying for Jesus to come back? The poor, I know the poor probably are. But the rich, the wealthy, the super, oh, you think they want, do they got time for Jesus? You think Elon Musk like Jesus saved me?
but Rob, one thing they waking up and finding out, they wake up and as my friend Robert Henry would say, where am I? I thought, Rob, wait, you mean to tell me I'm dead? my body is gone and I'm still my spirit still lives. Oh, wait, God, where do I go next?
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, hey, Rob, that's what, Rob, one of the things too that I really, before we get out of here, I wanted you to speak to because you kept saying that word, journaling.
Oh yeah.
We don't, Rob, that's one of the biggest mistakes that we make, man. You know, I used to tell people, most people don't know where their money goes. They don't know how much they make. They don't, even receipts now, you don't have to have receipts if you're using credit cards and stuff like that. But you should journal. And why would I stop? Hey, when I fill up the tank, Rob, hey, date, time, location, what's that mileage reading? Yeah, well, I got it from the service because in the service, if I had a vehicle 24 hours, so while I was in the service, but they wanted every time that vehicle moved, they wanted it logged. Motor vehicles department, and I guess the government want to know where. People want to know. Wait, where'd you? The compound is only so big, James D. Where'd you go? Who'd you take with you? Who'd you put in the Jeep? But I think that's a part of our not, quote unquote, having eyes to see is when we really don't track the earnings that we earn.
Yeah, but see, James, you a special kind of guy. Most people don't even know what they ate last night. Most millions of people don't know what they ate last. They don't know what they ate last night. They ain't tracking that. You talking about tracking expenses, tracking what their money.
Oh, Rob, come on, Rob.
That's why the system takes advantage of us. It takes advantage of people because they know human behavior. They know, what people are doing. They got data on people. Ain't tracking that. People they don't know. And the IRS, when they audit you, they know you ain't got no notes. Because it's not like it's not like they don't sing songs about, hey, you better go ahead and take your notes.
they don't make a song about that, huh, Rob?
No.
They don't make a jingle about that.
No,
yeah, Rob, and the awareness of there are people who really, and we all have family members and so forth, but there are people who really are mentally and physically struggling because they don't know how to manage what they have. That's why it's so important for the Henderson Financial Group. I mean, I know you sit before people, and when you do the diagnostic and all of that, and all of a sudden you tell them, they sit back and say, "Wait a minute, you telling me?" And the answer is yes. I'm telling you something that you weren't aware of. You've been worrying, making you sick, worrying, making you irritable. You have no peace. But if you knew how to manage that you have, at its best, by contacting the Henderson Financial Group and getting the information and being willing to say, not to say, what are you talking about, Willis? Or what you talking about, Robert? No, hey, okay, put that on paper for me so I can see this. And when they see it, to make the move, Rob, that's another thing. Sometimes we know something that's better, or we know we shouldn't eat this, or we know we shouldn't do this, but we do it anyway. And then when the repercussion comes, oh Lord.
So James, I don't think that you're gonna stop that though. Especially part we know
Rob,
Rob,
Rob, I know you say that all the time, but we're not trying to save everybody.
Right.
We're trying to save somebody.
Right. We're trying to save the one who was getting ready to drink that drink and said, "Oh, I heard James and Robert. I'm gonna put it down." We ain't talking about the one thing, man. Forget this. You're gonna die anyway. We ain't talking about that.
Hey, like the lady said, what did the lady tell me? She said, she was losing her house. And I said to her, one of our friends referred her, said, call James T. Well, my thing is call Robert Henry. I said, ma'am, your house is paid for? Yes. And you're going to lose your house? Why? I haven't paid taxes. I said, but ma'am, I talked to my kids. My kids can't help me. So I just, I was told to get in touch with Rob, having no idea of what's in your hand, Moses. Oh, this is a stick. Okay, I tell you what you do. Raise the stick and watch what happens. Yeah, just raise it. Say, what? Did the stick do that? No. Your obedience to what I told you to do did that. And people who are seeking information, seeking knowledge, they will come to you. But if you don't, like they said, not that knowledge is information, that understanding is comprehension. But if you do not react and act with wisdom and application, you still lose.
I mean, you're 100% right. But James, I mean, you've been around, longer than I am. I mean, you've seen where you can talk to people till they're blue in the face and tell them what's getting ready to happen, and they still just keep doing it. You can tell them. The doctor say, listen, man, if you smoke, you you can't smoke no more. He just came out the operating room. And as soon as he got the operating room, he pull up a cigarette and smoke. I mean, so what? I'm just saying.
So for those people that are listening to you today,
right,
understanding sole proprietor, understanding an S corp, a C corp, understanding having the umbrella. Now for a moment,
everybody
yeah, right, wait, all of them not go, but for somebody out there,
that's all we need.
Yeah.
And James, you know why I know that, James? Because you are a reader of the scriptures. And you know that in the story of the scriptures, Jesus talked to a lot of people. That everybody ain't believe. I mean, even the people, the crowd who he hung around, the disciples, they even saw and still didn't. I mean, so I'm saying, people who, for this show is to, if we can get one person every time we come on this show to say, I've been looking for that. This is what I've been waiting for. That's all we need, because everybody not gonna get it. You know what I mean? I mean, you can have 10 children and you can talk to all 10 of them, raise all 10. All 10 came out of your body. And they all 10 know what you stand for. But all 10 ain't gonna do the right thing.
Yeah, but Rob, what I want to touch is that emotional nerve. They deal with emotion. Hey, could I have something that would provide for me and my family and make life better for me? Could I have something? Now, if you ask that question, rather, I don't want to go in there and say, Mr. Robert, I want to S Corp, C Corp, LLC. Blah, blah. I want to say, do I have some? This is what I have. What
Right.
going back to the what's in your
I'm gonna
hand?
tell you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell you.
right. You gonna tell them,
Absolutely.
and then the question is, what do you advise that I do?
I'm gonna
Boom.
tell
That's the start. That's the start. But
you.
there's
But you
another
know,
start of them noting what you have. Oh, I just got a job. No, having a job, just having a car, just having an apartment, or just having. I mean, okay, you may not know what you can do with those things. Somebody in the family passes. They leave a house. Yeah. Well, God forbid that there's 7, 8 kids, because they're never going to be on the same accord. But sometimes, Mr. Henderson, Grandma just passed, my mom just passed. Dad, these are things that we have. How would I go about uh, doing what's best for our siblings? Wait a minute. What did your mom? Was there a mortgage on the house? No, no mortgage. you know. But James T is saying he don't care whatever mama left, he wants that. You know, is that the best thing for us just to go ahead and sell the house and then split the money? Well, that's a thing. But Rob, you and I know that may not be the best thing just because
absolutely.
the value of the house has increased. Now, there are multiple things that you can advise them to do with the property that they own, or to have money come from it and still keep the property.
Yeah. But see, James, from my experience, this is what I have gained. Like my job is to God bless me and reveal to me things to help his people. Things that God reveals to me, puts me in the path to help me to speak to in a way to the people that he lead spiritually, just lead to me for help. Now there are other people that come. So the people that when I tell them something and it's right there and they don't do it, I used to get upset about it, but now I know that I, that's just everybody's not a flower. So you have some weeds, and I can't just think all of them going to be flowers that come to me. They're weeds. There's some people that come with greedy spirits, shyster. They still want their money to grow, and I tell them, but they can't really hear what I say because they want greedy thoughts. You follow me? As a matter of fact, Thursday, a friend I've been knowing 40 years, his wife passed of pancreatic cancer. And we went to the memorial service. She got cremated, but she went to we had memorial service Thursday at 2:30. So I left the office here, and it was only like 10 minutes away from my office. And me, Natalie, Linda, we all went. And when I was there, I seen people I hadn't seen in a long time, over 30 years, And this pastor came up to me. He said, Robert Henderson. He says, man, you told me, he says, I've been a pastor for 27 years. He said, 25 years, you told me something. And I'm going to tell you the exact words that you said, Mr. Henderson, to me. And I said, you remember the exact words I said to you 25 years ago? He said, yeah. I said, why? He said, because it burned me every time. He said, because you told me 25 years ago. He said it was 2 years. He had been a pastor for 2 years because he'd been a pastor 27 years. He said I was 25 years. So he met with me, and I did the plan with him, and I told him, okay, if you put $5,000 away into this certain plan, in 20 years you'll be very wealthy. He said he's never forgot that, and he's always behind because he didn't listen to me. Now that was 25 years ago. He says, but he started late, but now he's doing it. But I told him 25 years ago to do that. And he's seeing exactly how much he would have profited. But he never forgot that. Now, I didn't run behind him when I told him, no more than Jesus when he speaks the truth. He don't run behind you. They're not stuffing it down your throat. when you seek, you shall find. When you ask,
Mm.
it'll be known to you. It will be revealed. And when you knock, it's impossible for the door not to be open. It depends on what you're seeking, what you're asking, what you're knocking for. You got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with that because you might just get it. Matter of fact. But so I have seen it in my teaching. I love doing what I do because I know that everybody not gonna get it. Just like the scriptures say, everybody not gonna get to heaven. Everybody have ears. They don't because they have ears, that don't mean they can hear. James, everybody just because they black, they don't think like me and you. You know, I mean, you and all white people don't think the same. You know, nobody thinks the same. You can't measure somebody on the outer. You got to measure them by the works that they do. So I can tell you, I can lead a horse to the water, tell you what a C Corp is, an S Corp, an LLC. I tell you that you need an LLC. I tell you need a C Corp. Now, the C Corp is the most major company. It pays the less taxes, a lot of benefits. If you have an S Corp, now, let me break this down. First of all, let me tell you this. If you're in business and you only have one business formation, I'm going to say this again. If you're in business and you only have one business formation, one structure, your whole business is an S Corp. You're leaving money on the table. You're missing tax strategy. If you have one business and it's an LLC, you're losing money. You're missing tax benefits. If you have one business and it's a C Corp, you're losing money and you're leaving money on the table. Anytime you only have one structure, one business format, you are not working the U.S. tax code laws that are available to you. They're set up. So when that money come in, like example, I said, James, see $1 million come in. If you're an S corporation, no, if you're a sole proprietor, you're going to get taxed 40% on that. If you're an S corporation, you get taxed less. If you're a C corporation, you get taxed even lesser. But I'm not saying that one is absolutely better than the other. I am saying you have to be able to use them interchangeably. That's how they get around not paying no taxes. And just think about that. What I'm saying to you metaphorically, I'm gonna give an example. How many of y'all got this in my closet? Do you think in my closet, every shirt in there look exactly like this? You think every shirt? You don't think I have a black suit in there? You don't think I have a white suit in there? You don't think I have a blue suit in there? You don't think I have some winter clothes? You don't think I have some swim trunks in there? You don't think I have a robe in there, bathrobe? You don't think I have some shorts in there? Now, why would I have all these different type of garments? Because they're for different seasons. They're for different places. Now y'all get it. Metaphorically, nature-wise, when you making money, the reason why them corporations don't pay no taxes because they get money this way, put it this way, put it there, they filter into this, they got partnerships, they doing that. Oh my goodness, they doing the thing, man. They playing chess, not checkers. If you just got one, and most of y'all just got a 1040. A 1040. That means that you work for the man, they pay you, and you got to pay taxes. You pay the most taxes in the whole country. If you got a job 9 to 5, W-2, you pay the most taxes collectively than all the billionaires and trillionaires, because no one has told you how the U.S. laws are set up in terms of taxing your money. Let the church say amen. Now, I might have put a lot on y'all right then, did I? but I use the closet as a metaphor to say, James, I'm sure you got a black suit. What you wearing right now? That ain't all you got. You got different stuff, right? The different climates,
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I think that maybe they got that one, Rob. Somebody got that one.
You think one person got that?
Well, one person got that because wait, now that makes sense to me. So maybe I need to get something. Now, how did I get that something? What's that number, Rob?
305-825-1444. The number, tell them, call me. I know a lot of accountants. 305-825-1444. 305 is the area code, 825-1444. You know, it's a lot of things.
We all need Rob. We all need help. If
Come on.
when the car goes bad, you need a mechanic. You know, hey, plumbing, air conditioning. Hey, you need to find people who are professional in those areas. Why do we not want? Oh, wait, hey, something goes bad. Someone passes in the family. What the first person they call? Call the pastor. You know,
Big C Taylor say got it. All right, big C. I love that Big C.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So why wouldn't you want someone who's saying to you, look, give me a call. We'll take a look. Hey, Rob, well, hey, I don't know. We talked the other day. I got to have my session.
Yeah, you sure did. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Sure
I told you right away. I said, hey, man, hey, I'm not excluded from it, folks. Hey, I want, as we go, as we grow, as we build, hey, I don't want to say, well, hey, when I had that was, hey, what do I need now? How do I do this now? How can I make a better move now? Yeah. What are some of the strategies? And we've already been discussing it. Hey,
yeah.
some of the strategies that I personally can do. So, folks, all I can tell you is, hey, he's who I choose. It doesn't mean that there are not other people out there, but you're not
Man.
watching. You're not watching other people right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I'm like I said, everybody that's listening and watching this, it ain't for everybody because everybody not going to drink of the cup. Everybody's not going to drink this. You know, some people here to steal, some people here to rob, some people here just, compare. I mean, we all come for different reasons, but I know what I'm here for. I'm here to inspire, to educate, to give you an idea that there's more out here. And you think about it. Why do you think they have different, that just the IRS, how you pay your money? You pay different if you're married, same amount of money. A married couple who filed jointly and $100,000 is earned, they're going to pay less taxes than that same $100,000 that a single person with no children, they're going to pay more taxes. The single person with no children. The married couple filing separately is going to pay more taxes than the married couple who's filing jointly. That's just off the rip. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist. That's just etched in stone. That's a formula. That's like saying that, you playing chess, you can't just jump over your rook or your queen or whatever. You got to understand the game. And it's there right for you, but a lot of times you're too busy being entertained. You want to be entertained.
Oh, Robert, you can do that one again. Understanding how to play the game, but you're too busy being entertained.
That's right. Most people want to be entertained. Entertain me. I'm bored. I want to do something. Let's get some action. Let's go do something. Let's spend money. A lot of times, there are thinking times, the quiet times. That's when, the truth comes in, and a lot of people can't face. You cannot go to the next level if you don't have the time to do the things that you ought to do it and sit down and do it. Some people say, I have time. Ms. Henderson, I want to come see you, but I ain't got time. Okay. I can't make time. Okay, I ain't showing up getting ready to come to you. Yeah. And you don't care about coming to me and it's your stuff. I ain't getting ready to drive to your house. I used to make house calls when I was first starting out, but I don't go to nobody's house now. Come on. I'm like,
well, I'm glad you came to mine.
That's right. I sure came to yours. That's when I was just starting off, man. I'll go anybody's house to get some good revenge.
But anyway, I'm glad you told me about that money in the walls.
Yeah, yeah. I just had to tell. I had to tell somebody yesterday about the older lady about money in walls. She's 78 years old, and she just thought that her money in the walls was going to grow. And I had to explain to her, and she said, "I'm so glad, Mr. Henderson, you broke it down to me in simple forms." So that was good. It's just, it's perspective and how you look at things. And a lot of times, believe it or not, all of us has been programmed. We have been programmed to see and view things the way we view things. We've been programmed, and some of it's bad programming, and you have to be deprogrammed, and you just don't know. But when I just talked about, if you only have one structure and you're in business, then you leaving money on the table, and you're being taken advantage of. You don't even know that you don't even know. But even if you don't have to be a financial guru or somebody who really study investments and strategies, if you just think about it, I gave you an example, as simple as your closet. Your closet is diversified. I mean, some people eat the same food every day, morning, noon, and night. I don't know how healthy that is for you, but most of us want some sort of variety. So if you have a business and you only have one business structure, they know that. Then they're getting you. They're taking advantage of you. And and it's sad. It's sad because the country that we live in, the land of milk and honey, the land of opportunity, the strategies and the good stuff is not just readily taught to us. And I don't know if that's good or bad, because you should reach. It's not like others just got to serve you and tell you. I mean, you that's why I think the good book says seek. I mean, be adventurous in terms of, hey, wanting to know more, have a thirst for knowledge, not like, hey, I ain't got no thirst knowledge, it's right here on me. I ain't got to do nothing. It's all over me. No, I mean, there is some strengthening in making an effort. And I think that's some good stuff when you make an effort. I mean, that's just like, I'm a skinny man, I want to get muscles. Muscles just come on me. No, you got to strain, you got to lift that heavy weight, and you're going to be sore tomorrow. But you got to go back, skip one day, go back the next day, and gonna be sore now. But in the 6 months, people will say, "Wow, you've been working out." I mean, that's just how life is. I use a lot of nature, just like I just use that exercise. A skinny man want to get muscles, how it has to hurt, or fat man wants to lose weight, how he's got a trade off. He got to step back. Not only stop eating, but got to eat right, and you got to find out about your body and your metabolism, all kind of stuff. You have to be proactive if you really care. Everybody don't want to get to the promised land. Everybody don't want what you want. Everybody don't want what I think they should have. Everybody don't want what Jesus wants. Everybody ain't trying to get to heaven. Some people like, hey, I like hell. I like where I'm at.
All right, our time is up.
We gotta go. Hey, James, on that note, we definitely need prayer, right?
Those are people that if that's their choice, they're saying, if there's a heaven, if there's a hell, I don't want to go to heaven, I want to go there. Okay, but anyway, Rob, but in closing with that, I do want to say to our viewers and listeners as well that many times people want that one move to make that big difference. But I can tell you from experience, as Robert gave me information, as he let, because boom, as they always say, the first move is not the move. Yeah, wait for that. Because sometimes when Robert taught me about dollar cost averaging, oh, now that was a strategy. I knew nothing about no dollar cost averaging. Hey, but the first big, as Robert said earlier in the thing, the first big lick came from dollar cost. Rob. Rob, the first big lick. And then Mr. Anderson, and as a matter of fact, at the time, I think I got the information, and we hadn't locked in at the time.
Yeah, but James, something about you, James. When you hear the truth,
hey, Rob. Yeah, right. And hey, Rob, and most of the time you're gonna get tested.
Oh yeah.
As because all of a sudden, oh, you think you got the answer, huh? And all of a sudden, you get nervous, you get what? No. I just said, hey, I know where this came from. I know this was not my doing. I know it was given to me. And boy, the story goes that, hey, I took it to the nth degree. And when that dollar cost averaging Rob made a turn, hey, as a matter of fact, I had to go to what was the thing called? Whatever. But, before you could ever go to court or anything, you go to litigation. Yeah. And they said he had to know something. He had to be an inside trader. No, I wasn't an inside trader. I knew that what I received from my friend was dollar cost averaging. Boom. And God gave me what I asked him for. And it turned around. And what he said, hey, if you will trust me, I'll open up the windows of heaven and pour out blessings you don't have room enough to hold. So with that, are we ready for prayer, Rob?
Yeah. But you know what? When you were just talking and you were saying testing, I got a visual because I'm a visual person. A friend of mine went fishing. I don't know how to fish, and he caught a big old snapper.
Mm-hmm.
That snapper he showed me like this wide. I never seen a snapper that. And I said, wow. And when you was just saying, I always see in pictures, he said he caught that snapper. That snapper ain't just jump on his fishing line. He caught that snapper, but he told me, you know what the biggest thing was? He said that snapper was fighting for his life. He showed me a video that done when they got it on the boat. That thing jumped around and jumped. I said, "Oh, poor fella!" That snapper was jumping all around. They had to take something like a little bat and knock it out or something. I never knew that. I'm like, even the snapper, even though you got it on the hook,
yes, sir,
that don't mean it's over.
Come on.
It's still, I mean,
it's a process, right?
It's a process, man. I said, Lord, I mean, people think
life is a process.
Life is that's a metaphor. It's like you think you're gonna go fishing, all of a sudden you go, oh, here go fish. He gonna come quietly. No, man, that thing, oh my God. I had never seen nothing like that because I'm not a fisherman, you know what I mean? I admire people that can do that, but I ain't never seen it jump like that. That fish was this big. And it was wiggling and wiggling for a while. And not for no 10 seconds. That thing went on for minutes and minutes and minutes. They had to actually knock it out.
Hey.
Anyway, we need prayer off that.
Father God, Lord Jesus, Holy Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity that you've given us once again to be an influence with kingdom culture, understanding the message and the mandate of Jesus Christ. We ask that you would bless all those that will receive this message, whether it's today, tomorrow, or anytime hereafter. May it touch their hearts and be led to ask you for that you have for them that goes beyond what they can ask, think, or imagine. And then give them the knowledge, understanding, and the wisdom to apply the knowledge, understanding that you give them so that they too can say how great thou art. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Let the church say amen. Man,
amen.
Oh, dang, it's 23 minutes late, man.
Hey, Rob, you got carried away today.
I did, man. Loose lips. Sink ship. I got carried away, man. Much love to you. Hey, I hope, listen, I'm sorry about that. I apologize. I hope y'all learned something about the corporate structures. If you want more information, if you have more questions, call me, 305-825-1444. Let's get a Zoom going on, or if you don't want to get on Zoom, just do a conference call. It don't cost you anything, but I love to chat with you and see if you got one structure and what you're thinking about. Much love to you. Have a very, very nice weekend, great weekend, and please be safe, boys. It's getting rough out here.
Be safe.
All right. Talk to y'all later.